Introducing the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles was one of the most important agreements in history. It officially ended World War I. The treaty was signed in 1919 at the Palace of Versailles near Paris, France. It brought together the victorious Allied powers and defeated Germany. The treaty aimed to prevent future wars. It wanted to create a more stable world order. However, it also imposed harsh penalties on Germany. These penalties would have long-lasting consequences. The treaty represented a turning point. The world was trying to move forward from the devastation of war. The decisions made at Versailles would shape international relations for decades. Understanding the treaty is crucial. It helps us understand the complexities of the 20th century. World War I was a global conflict. It lasted from 1914 to 1918. The war had a devastating impact. Millions of soldiers and civilians died, empires crumbled, and new nations emerged. The war ended with the defeat of Germany and its allies. Exhaustion and a desire for peace swept across Europe. People yearned for stability and a return to normalcy. The Allied powers, led by France, Britain, and the United States, gathered in Paris. Their goal was to negotiate a lasting peace. They wanted to prevent another global conflict. The world watched as these leaders met. The hope for a better future rested on their decisions. The Treaty of Versailles contained numerous provisions. One of the most controversial was Article 231. This article held Germany solely responsible for the war. This became known as the War Guilt Clause. Germany was ordered to disarm its military. It had to reduce its army and navy. Germany was also forbidden from having an air force. The treaty limited the size and power of the German military. The treaty demanded significant territorial concessions from Germany. Alsace-Lorraine, a region rich in resources, was returned to France. Germany also lost colonies in Africa and Asia. Furthermore, Germany was forced to pay reparations to the Allied powers. These payments were intended to cover the costs of the war. The amount of reparations, however, caused resentment and economic hardship in Germany. The signing of the Treaty of Versailles evoked mixed reactions. The Allied powers, particularly France, viewed it as a victory. They believed it ensured their security and punished Germany. Germany, on the other hand, was outraged. Many Germans felt humiliated and betrayed by the treaty's terms. They resented the War Guilt Clause and the heavy penalties. The United States, initially supportive of the treaty, later refused to ratify it. American public opinion turned against the harsh treatment of Germany. The seeds of discord were sown. The treaty, while intended to create peace, had generated anger and resentment. This would have lasting consequences for international relations. The Treaty of Versailles had a profound impact on the 20th century. The harsh terms imposed on Germany created economic hardship and political instability. This contributed to the rise of extremist ideologies, such as Nazism. The treaty's failure to address the underlying causes of World War I, such as nationalism and imperialism, meant that tensions persisted. The seeds of future conflict remained. The treaty's legacy continues to be debated. Some argue that it was too harsh and ultimately led to World War II. Others maintain that it was necessary to hold Germany accountable for its actions. Regardless of one's perspective, the Treaty of Versailles serves as a reminder of the complexities of peacemaking. It highlights the importance of addressing the root causes of conflict and the need for reconciliation.